Welcome back to another video, guys. Today I'm going to be making a video on the Pulsar X2H ES. As you can see, this is the box right here. It comes in a pretty nice standard box, and then let's talk about what actually comes in the box. So you see that 4K wireless adapter, you have the mouse obviously, you'll get a cable, and then you will get something I find really cool, a esports Pulsar trading card. I actually wish every mouse on the market came with something like this. It is really cool, and I'd love to see more mice with this. Imagine playing a trading card game with mice. That'd be kind of hilarious. And then let's get into the specs of the mouse. So it's a PAW 3395, 4K polling with this adapter, and 8K wired polling, 26,000 DPI, 500 milliamp hour battery. And then let's talk about the battery life. So my battery life is at 43% right now. I've had this mouse right now. It is Friday. I've had it since the last Tuesday. I didn't use it 2 of those days, just to be clear, but the battery life has pretty much gone down about like 45% with about a little over a week of usage and probably at least 10 hours of gaming. So I would say this mouse can do probably about 20 hours of gaming on a full charge, maybe even a little more. And so it's suffice to say that the battery life is pretty solid and better than a lot of other mice. The weight is about 65 grams. What I would love to see is if they make some cutouts like right here, get it down to 60. But honestly, 65 grams is not bad. It still moves around pretty good. My aim is pretty good in game. I don't really care for 40-gram mice anyway. I just prefer between like 50 and 60. So if this went down 5 grams, that would be a bit better. In terms of software, this mouse does not actually have its own Pulsar Fusion software. It doesn't support it. You will use the onboard controls on the mouse. There is a DPI button you can see right here to change your DPI. Then you have a Hertz button to change your Hertz. In terms of custom DPI, you can hold down the DPI button and use a scroll wheel. This does not work for me, but it is supposed to work, so you could probably figure out how it works. In terms of the screen, I'm just going to show it close to you so you can see everything on there. It is an OLED panel, but it turns off really quickly, so it doesn't drain your battery life. I actually wish one of the reasons there was an online software is so you can make it stay on just a couple seconds more, because it does turn off super fast, obviously, to save battery life. In terms of the Squirrel Wheel, this is a metal Squirrel Wheel. There isn't really any benefit to this. It just feels slightly more premium. To be honest, it's probably like a gram or two heavier, but I could be wrong. In terms of coating, as you can see, it picks up a lot of stuff. This is like a middle of the road coating. It's not the best. It's not the worst. Like their white coatings are better, but it's still pretty grippy and rubbery. Just it gets a little like sweaty if you have sweaty hands. In terms of stock skates, as you can see, I took mine off. Horrible. Like I've tried other Pulsar mice and they have a lot better stock skates, but these were horrible, and I just put these on, and the glide is crazy now anyway. But you might want more control. You can get control skates. I just personally wouldn't use the stock skates. In terms of the shape, it is a low front with a high hump and skinny sides. This makes it an awesome shape for relaxed claw, or maybe even claw like this. I would not use this for palm, and I don't know about fingertip. Probably not good for fingertip grip. I would say this is more of a shape for medium-sized hands or slightly on the bigger side. This is the size 2. They do have a mini version. I'm not sure if the mini comes in an esports edition, but they definitely have an X2H mini. In terms of switches, they're optical. It's like a red dot. It doesn't say on their website what type of optical, but they feel really good. I'll give you a sound test. Scroll wheel, side clicks. So I don't have an issue with any of the clicks, side clicks, scroll wheel. They all feel amazing. I don't feel any double clicking and any issues with that. This mouse in all the clicks feels solid. In terms of performance and gaming, no issues with polling rate or sensor. When I'm playing COD and I played 1 or 2 other games, this just felt really good, really responsive. I felt like my aim was really good and this mouse wasn't hindering me at all. Some other mouse I have had issues with. Sometimes the grip wasn't as good or whatever, or the switches were bad and it felt like it messed me up. This, I felt like I was playing at my best ability on this mouse, and it just felt solid. Even though it's heavy, I really don't think 65 is actually heavy, and it feels really good. So I think this is a solid mouse for gaming. In terms of price, it is $130 MSRP. I paid $60 for mine from Micro Center. It was open box. I'm assuming someone just bought it and returned it because they didn't like the shape because it was in perfect condition. Pulsar at Micro Center, most of their mice have really good deals right now, depending on what stores near you. So I would go online and check if you live near a Micro Center what the Pulsar deals are, because there are some solid sales right now. I saw some V3 ESs for only $50 by my store. So I would go there and check. In terms of sales on Amazon right now, it is 105. So I personally would not buy this at 130, not because it's a bad mouse, just because the X2H V3 exists now with a PAW 3950 and I think 8K wireless, and because there is probably going to be a 3950 version of this coming out soon with 8K polling anyway. So if you do want this mouse and you can get it for 105 or less, I personally would recommend it, but if you have to pay MSRP, I would just wait for the new one. Additionally, I did see some of these on sale on eBay used. Like I saw one for like $48 plus shipping. So if you are interested in this, I would try to get it open boxed or used just because you can get an insane discount. Overall, I think this mouse is really solid. I am not trying to glaze it. As I said, the coating wasn't great, and I wouldn't mind if it was 5 grams lighter and if I could change certain stuff with the software. But I think this is a really solid 9 out of 10 mouse. It's really good for medium to somewhat large hands for claw, and I think this is an amazing mouse, which I can recommend. Just take from this that it is not a flawless mouse. It is just really solid. And that's it, and I'll see you in the next one.